Oh my, what an evening this has been. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was just enjoying myself all through with a little bit of buzzwords from here and there. And by the way, you all, my crush was in the house again. Hey, loves, and how are you all doing? Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you're doing great. Hope everywhere, Marama. Hope everywhere, Stewart. Welcome back, babies. Guys, do not forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell, and also do not forget to give me a huge thumbs up and then share this video. Thank you. So you guys, we were all aware because I shared with you guys earlier that the final 9 housemates, oh, final 9, no sweet for mouth. Which one is final 9? It should be final 10, biggie. Any which is the final 9 housemates. It doesn't rhyme, right? It's final 9. Anyways, the top 9. This one is better. The top 9 housemates had their finale dinner. This is something I always look forward to during the finale. Before they crown the winner, this is one thing I look forward to. It was an interesting one. If I am supposed to discuss everything bit by bit, or more, we go sleep for here. And I would also tell you that this is quite a long video because there were, you guys, your faves. This housemate this season, they are so fun to be with. Everything about them is always spicy. So there were spicy moments about this finale party. So let's talk about them. Okay, let's talk about them, babies. So yeah, you guys, Ebuka came in, they went to go eat. First off, they were all scared that, hey, Ebuka don't come, or waiting this up. They were all scared and all of that. And Ebuka was like assuring them, I am not here to evict anybody. You guys, I am just here to, dine with you guys, you the top 9 and all of that. They did not accept. Ebuka was telling them to the extent Mensan had to go search Ebuka. And afterwards, Ebuka was like, okay, let's eat. So whilst they were eating, after having their dinner, then it was question time. Ebuka said they should throw in question to him, that he is in to answer all of the question. So many of them were asking question. Some of them were asking, okay, Ebuka, how do you see our season? Ebuka told them that they were interested in the season, that most of the thing that was whack was their wager tax. Most of their wager tax, they tend to prepare late, and he did not lie. I have always said that. I said this season is my least when it comes to wager tax preparation. Check previous season and see what they can do with their wager tax. So this season was my least, And then there come up the first Basbos. The first Basbos was from what's it called? Imisi and Dede. So, because they were asking question, and then Imisi came up with, oh, Ebuka, Dede said I could not shine. Okay, because they were asking which of the housemates did you not see in the top 10, because they were surprised to see that some of the housemates left, and then they were asking Ebuka, how did he see it? Ebuka was like, you all did well. Okay, same as the people who left. Some of them were mentioning, they were expecting to see Telma at the finale, Rude Boy, and Co. And then when it was time to ask, okay, who were you expecting to see at the finale, they kept mute. So Ebuka was like, you see, that's the thing then. What was it called? Isabella said she did not see herself to be in the finale because they call her empty brain and all of that. And then Imisi now said, yes, me too. I feel like maybe I'm not supposed to be at the finale because Dede said I need color to shine. And then Dede reviewed and said, that was not what I said. In fact, the funny thing is Imisi is one person that I have seen as top contender that I feel like she is number one of one. So it's so surprising to see her say that I said she could not shine through color. Now, the question is, what did Dede really say? Remember I shared with you guys today when last night Dede and Kola had their ish about this same Imisi thingy. And the problem was what Dede said, that the problem is Dede feel like Kola do not help Imisi to protect her in a way to stay away from some of the strikes she has gotten. For example, this language thingy that she does, that Kola do not know how to put a stop to whatever she is doing, that Imisi is more protective of Kola than Kola is to her. So I think that was what their argument was all about, because me, I listened to that convo and it wasn't a thing of, oh, Dede being jealous of Imisi or something like that. So Imisi was not asking that question, but Dede on her own end said she did not say that. Imisi said this was not the first time Dede had said that she do not shine without color. And then Imisi was like, oh, I shine anywhere with anybody. I do not need anybody to shine, yada yada yada, And then Ebuka tried to say, okay, this is not for Basbos or anything, let's just leave this one out. They also discussed about so many things. Okay, so I've just picked pick points, what's it called, the major ones, because of, guys, this video go over long, I beg. So the one I want to talk about again, though they asked Ebuka about what's he called, this faith thing, and the person who asked is Jason. Yes, Jason asked about Faith's going. That did Ebuka see Jason leaving? Do not forget, Koyi asked about Ebuka's life after Big Brother. That was one important thing Ebuka replied to let them know that in a nutshell, let me make it in a nutshell, do not measure your time with someone else's time and do not come out and listen to fans. He made phrases to himself and said during his time there were no social media. So let's put it that way. I want to touch the important parts while making it short. And then that Faith part, Jason asked about that. And then Ebuka reviewed and said, okay, what do you think about that? Jason said, oh, he wasn't there when it did happen. But at some point later, he was expecting just to strike. And Ebuka said, okay, K-Bobo, you were there because I remember Dede was calling out on you all the while that was going on. And then K-Bobo was like, even from his own end, that he was expecting maybe a double strike because of Zita has done something like that, and then all of that. And then Dede was like, she experienced it firsthand. She was suspecting a disqualification because the way Faith reacted, that she was paused, she was freeze for a bit after that incident had happened. That's why she was doing things in the house, but she wasn't her Dede self, until a while. That was how much what Faith had done actually affected her as a lady who was even there with when the thing happened. So she was expecting a disqualification. And then Sultana now gave Ebuka the answer Ebuka wanted. And that's something I've always said. I said during this thingy, people were saying Biggie would have actually given him double strike. The truth is, that Zita own was like the final warning. Yes, because when that one happened, and that was what was the name, Sultana replied and said, Ebuka, Zita's own, Biggie was so serious with his voice. He sounded so strong and make it that this is the final warning. So redoing it again, I know anybody who trespasses is actually going to be a strong warning. And Ebuka now said, exactly, this was what I was waiting for you to put out there, because Biggie leniency this season was 100%. So there is something on the wall called do the most. Because of that, some people think they can do anyhow and all of that, and which is not what it's supposed to be, right? And then do the most does not mean that you should ignore Big Brother. You should do things that will get to the extreme and all of that. So Biggie dish out the last warning, and the housemate being the housemate, they still choose to do what they want to do. That is why Biggie carried out whatever he needed to. So I feel like people saying Biggie did not do the right thing, I feel like it's a lie too, because he has been lenient to almost all of the housemates, including the Fates that was disqualified. So that was just it anyways, So after that, let's just rush quickly when the housemate went to go sit the other side after they were done eating, and Ebuka said, oh, he has a surprise for them. And then Ebuka started playing their tape. Right, Ebuka played their journey in Big Brother's house one by one. Ebuka started off with Dede. Ebuka started with Dede. Dede's what's it called, stay in Biggie's house was actually played in that few minutes, and then Dede was like wow, including her duvet moments with Kola. So when that ended, Ebuka would just drop some words for them, and then Ebuka was telling Dede, most of the times when I come on Sunday tell you guys things, you people would make it look like Ebuka is lying, but now do you see that this collar you and collar thingy is actually something going on there, but you guys just told me you are just housemates. So but Ebuka asked Dede about her stay in the house, and then Dede was like, oh, she loved her stay, that she feel like it's perfect, it's a 10/10 thingy and all of that. And then Ebuka now played, the next person Ebuka played her tape was Imisi. So when Ebuka finished playing Imisi's own, Ebuka asked about her personality, because Imisi was so even surprised watching herself on TV. It was given like, is this me? Is this me? And then Ebuka was like, okay, Imisi. So it was kind of hard, to actually, say who you really are. Is this really you? Imisi now revealed and said she has 4 personalities to herself. Ebuka said, yes, I know you have the Indian one and all of that. So according to Imisi said people who know her in real life, some would see this part she plays and said, oh, this is Imisi, or this is Okpeyemi, or this is Kayinde, or this is this, or this is that. That it was just her, and she rated herself 8/10. Right, first she said 10/10, but because of her accent, Ebuka was thinking it's 8, so she had to run along with that 8. If you watch it, you'll see that was what happened. So she needed one person that was so scared. There was also Imisi. I feel like when Imisi see Ebuka, she feels so uncomfortable. And mind you, before all this tape were played, some of the housemates had one-on-one conversation with Ebuka, just like Jason, Sultana, and Isabella. For Jason, it was about his thingy with Sultana, and then he was revealing to Ebuka that he can't wait to see his girlfriend outside, that is all that matters to him, that Sultana understand everything going on. And we know that Jason has always stand on these points from the onset. And then Sultana went back and said to Ebuka that for herself, she's waiting to get outside, that it is what it is. She will get moving whatever happened outside. For Isabella, Isabella is just a naughty babe. That one is after what is herself and Kanye called outside. She be the Akobella. And funny enough, they are the one who got the highest shipper this season. Yeah, so but any which ways, Isabella was so confused, making it look like she still want to have a thing with Kaikumi and still want to have a thing with Koi at the same time. The girl was like, at least I can have the two of them without the two of them knowing. I'm like, yeah, play girl, oh shit. And any which ways, when they went to go sit back on the chair, when they sat back on the chair, then what was it called? Isabella, right? Ebuka asked Koyi the question. Yes, Ebuka now throwing the same question to Koyi, and Koyi now said, well, if I was the one you asked first about what me and Isabella have, I would also say it's fun. And then Isabella was like, Sultana, shebi I tell you, lawyer Sultana, you hear it, shebi I tell you. And then Koyi was like, this is because, that's why I tell you guys, you see, Koyi, that boy is so matured. Because at the end of this game, Ebuka actually, Dede said Ebuka should describe them in one word. I feel like Ebuka should have just said matured for Koyi. Because Koyi replied and said, Ebuka would have said fun because I needed to be sure with what we have right here. And for somebody like Isabella, who has also come to the house to do her regardless, to enjoy herself, right? You don't know what she's doing here, if it's for fun or whatever. So Koyi said it's from the outside she will get to know what is what, and that is a perfect reply. So any which ways, let's continue. So after Imisi, let's talk about the other housemates. I might not call it in order on how their this thing were played, right? So and Ebuka played Isabella's own, right? For Isabella, after playing Isabella's moment, Ebuka was like, okay, so Isabella, playing this your highlights, how do you feel? Isabella says she feels so good watching herself, seeing herself right now. She's giving herself a 10/10, that she literally enjoyed herself in the house. And then Ebuka was like, so now, is this you, or this is just because of you're having fun in the house? Is this a gameplay for you? Isabella said she is actually a reality TV person. Like, she is good for TV. She knows she's an entertainer. She's a performer. And whatever she has performed in the house, that is just her person, that her friends have told her. So that is just her person. Right, Ebuka was like, okay, that's okay. And then let me just talk about the ladies. Though Sultana was not played immediately, the next person that was played, I think it was Jason, and then Jason's moment was played in the arena there, because all of this happened at the arena. And then Ebuka started asking Jason about the thingy triangle from Dede to Sultana, Joanna, this one, that one. And then Jason was like, the truth is, with Dede, it was just a friendship, nothing much, nothing more, nothing else, nothing less. It was just friendship with Dede, which Kola do not accept. Kola said he disagree with that. Kola said, I do not think it was just friendship from Jason's end. I think it was friendship from Dede's end, but not Jason's end, And then he said why. He said why he said so. Because, and then Jason was like, I have always said it that I really liked Dede, but Dede and I understand what we have outside. So it was just based off on mutual respect, And then with Joanna, Sultana, it was just there. They get to connect and all of that, And then after that, let's talk about K-Bobo's own. Ebuka asked K-Bobo after his highlights was played, and they get to know that K-Bobo purchased immunity. They were so surprised, So for K-Bobo's own, K-Bobo now revealed about his person and the person he liked in the house, that Thelma was among the people he was attracted to, including Sabrina. And then Ebuka was like, but you said you like Dede too. And then she said, of course, Dede is number one lady in this house. And I'm like, hey. And then just snapped her finger. And I'm like, okay, baby girl, feel it, and own it, So, and then, so that he just ran because Dede said she has a man. She feels like if somebody tell you I have a man, then the person should be given space. If you just, anything you get from that person is just your business right now. And then Ebuka was like, so that means other people are wasting their time with Dede. What's the name? K-Bobo was like, Ebuka, no talk like that. So let's talk about Mensan's own. Ebuka asked Mensan about his emotional moments. Some of the housemates had said that he's actually using his emotions as a strategy. And then Mensan said he did not give two F's about what they think, that he was trained by a woman, a single mom. The mom trained him and the other two brothers. The mom was an emotional person, and there is no how he's going to feel anyhow to showcase his emotion, that it is his real self. And Ebuka asked him about Ivata, and he said he felt disappointed that Ivata lied against him and all of those talks, that he do not mind for them to mend things outside the house. So who have I not spoken about? So for Coin's own, I think I've not spoken about Coin's own, yes. So for Coin's own, his own got played, and then Ebuka throw in the Sultana thingy for Koyi, the two thing, the kisses and everything, and asked Koyi if there was a thing with what's it called, Dede. Koyi said he never had a feeling for Dede. That he always told Dede that there is nothing there. It is just mere friendship. Do you get? So, and then there was nothing as that. He said he doesn't chase what people are chasing. That he is also a hot cake. That was what Kanye said, and I was like, oh, that's my boy. And I remember him saying that to people behind the scene, that you see this day where everybody they chase, now she go they pursue me. I remember it was one of the things Kanye said about Dede behind her. Yes. So any which ways, that one was for Kanye, and then Kanye said he sees himself so much to be pursuing things everybody is pursuing, and that was that for Coin. And then for who, okay, it's Sultana's own, and then Sultana revealed about herself and then the things she did in the house. That's how this Jason thingy, she is looking forward to see how life plays outside, that she's not after, she's just living in the moment, living in the house, and everything she's doing, she's just living in the moment. Who did I not speak about? Okay, for Callers own, Ebuka asked about this dating thinking, that why were you so persistent? Why are you so persistent being with Dede, knowing fully well that she has a man outside? And then Kola was like, oh, I really like her. I find her attractive. And that is why, that is why I keep on chasing, because we are actually living in the moment, nothing more, nothing else, nothing less. That he finds Dede attractive. He find Dede attractive, that Dede is the only lady he found attractive in the house. He said everything he had to say, and that was that for Kola. Who have I not spoken about right now? I've spoken about Kola, Coin, Dede, Mensan, Sultana, Jason, Isabella. I think I've spoken about all of them. I hope I did not miss anybody's parts, by the way. So afterwards, there was a whole lot of conversation that still happened about how was he called, K Bobo was asking Ebuka about that his kitchen experience, how he was giving like it was the only thing they know him for. But playing his clip, he said he was proud to see that he wasn't just seen in the kitchen, he was also seen doing other things. Meanwhile, when Kola replied to Jason and said Jason did like Dede, Jason, and from Cola's, and Kola said Jason never liked him and he never said anything about Jason. Jason now said, Kola, I've never said anything about you. The only thing I have said behind your back is that you are a kiss ass. Yes, and that you always get close to every. Hey God, look at how Isabella and Koyi they distract me. Bikonu, I actually mute my TV while I'm speaking with you guys, but this one, oh my God, what is this? What the hell? Anyways, let me continue. Isabella and Koyi wahala. Anyways, where did I stop again? This two not go finish me. Should I just off this TV? Anyways, so anyways, you guys, where did I stop? Where did I stop again? So Jason now said, oh, the thing I've said about you, that you had such a kiss ass, and that everybody that becomes head of house, you just want to be close to them and all of that. So he said it to his face and said, whatever I want to say, I would definitely say it to your faces. Guys, there were so many basketballs that happened, like very hot, juicy basketballs that really happened this night, and Ebuka felt the heat. But he told the housemate that they gave entertainment. They gave 101 entertainment. Each and every one of them did give entertainment. So I think in a nutshell, this was the things that happened in a nutshell anyways. And then and Ebuka, they did throw in a word and said, okay, Ebuka, can you actually use one word to describe each and every one of us right here, so that they would know how Ebuka sees them. And then Ebuka started off with what's he called, Kola was actually at the far end close to Ebuka. So Ebuka said for Kola that he's going to use the word vulnerable for Kola, because Kola is one guy that has been vulnerable. Even in some situation where he had to leave, he addressed them. And then for Dede, she's a strict being. She's one girl who came into the house, knows what she came into the house to do. And then she kept to it. So yeah, for Dede, that is what Ebuka said, that she made it from day one that I have a man. Even if you speak to her in 100 years, she will say, oh, but I always told you from week one that I have this person. And then the next person Ebuka actually spoke about, I think it was Isabella, let me just say what Ebuka said about them. Ebuka said carefree for Isabella, that this is not actually coming off a wrong way, that she feels like Isabella is that girl who came on the show, just felt free and said, okay, I will do me regardless. And then for Coin, Ebuka said, I think it was assured, that he's one person that believes in himself. Some persons do not see themselves in the finale, but Koyin was one person who believes that he deserves to be there. As a fan boy that he is, he deserves it, that he knows what he wants, and he does not suck up when he doesn't win anything. Like, he's just there, living his thing and doing his thing. If left for me, I feel like Koyin deserves just the word maturity. That boy, he's matured. I lament on this so much. So that was that for Koyin, self-assured. And then for K-Bobo, it was discovery. Ebuka, spill about how K-Bobo came to the show, not knowing anything about the show, but trying to, accept things as it goes. And then for Imisi, Ebuka said it's immersive, using her name, to give her that word. I said immersive because Imisi is one person that was very difficult for him to also figure out, to know whom she really is. But at some point, gathering them together, she literally was this person who has her own people, choose her own friend, and then decide that this is where I want to be. Yeah. And then for Sultana, Ebuka said it's complex because people did not even, some of the things she gets to do, people did not even see her do it. Most of her, in fact, she's unpredictable. That's just the word. And then for Jason, that is the last but not the least, determined. Yes. And then Ebuka said, because you are one person I also feel know why you were here on this show. You kept to it, you kept pushing. Sometimes we're not really that rosy, but you still kept pushing and know why you were there. And that was it with Ebuka. Guess what? Ebuka now pulled out a stunt and then acted like there was eviction. You guys, and I'm like, Ebuka, how is this possible? As at the time you were in that house, it was like to 10 and all of that. And then, what's it called? Voting stops at 10 p.m. Brother, what's waiting they stop? The housemates were so scared. They were like, we said it's Ebuka, if you come, this thing will... Hey, you guys, see Koyin and Isabella again, at the closet. Chinekenna parakwatule. What is this? Anyway, chase you guys, I think I need to wrap it up. Because this has been a long video, so I need to wrap it up. But it was an interesting night. Ebuka just put that stunt on them and later told them that it's just a joke, and they were so relieved. They hugged him off and he wished them good luck on Sunday. Anyways, guys, I will drop it here to leave the rest for you guys in the comment section. Okay, gist me, when was your favorite moment? What do you think about your faith? Let me know in the comment section. While you do that, do not forget to like and share this video, and also if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so. Thank you. It's just a click on the subscribe button. It doesn't hurt. There is no payment for that. Thank you so much for always doing this with me. Mwah.